Good morning, y'all. It's Sunday morning. It's May 25th, and I'm Rachel. I'm gardening for butterflies and for myself on the Alabama Gulf Coast in Zone 9A. Right now it's 78 degrees out here, but it's going to get up to 85, and it's been so hot. We're supposed to have a little bit of rain, just a snippet, but right now, sun's out. It's sunny and cloudy, and I have been gardening in containers mostly because armadillos dig up almost everything in the backyard. It's so weird because, I mean, they have dug up some stuff in the front yard, but in the backyard, that is where they really do the damage. Strange. But I have had some adventures. We went to visit our moms this week for Mother's Day, so I've been out of town a few days, and when I came back, I was just so surprised at how different the garden was. I got to release a painted lady butterfly, which I had never done before, and I've got some other things to show you, so come along with me. I ended up having to cut down the James Galway rose that was over the arbor yesterday. And you know what I think I'm gonna do? I was just thinking about how the majority of my garden has this year been created using cuttings and growing from seed, and I thought, oh, I've got two climbing roses that I've got over on my arbor, I mean not my arbor, my trellis. I think I'm going to take cuttings and see if I can get its Farmer's Dream and Mrs. B. Arcant and try to grow those on both sides, because this year, now a lot of times I buy a lot of plants, but this year so many of the things that I have out here I started from seed. That fennel right there, and this trailing lobelia, and this these two licorice plants, that one and that one over there, I started from cuttings in the winter time. Also I just this right here, this lemon ball sedum, you just take little pieces of that and grow that. The zinnias I started from seed, the gomphrena I started from seed, that butter daisy started from seed. Right here, this anise hyssop, which is finally blooming. I'm so thankful. I'm gonna get in close. That started from seed. This right here, coral nymph salvia from seed. Zabrina mallow, or it's Zabrina hollyhock, that's from seed. It's not flowering yet. But when you think about how economical it is to grow from seed, and how you can have a really amazing garden from just taking cuttings, and from, because usually I buy a bunch of stuff, but this year I started most things from seed. I gotta show you this. This one is something I started from seed. And look, doesn't that look like a double bloom? I've never seen anything like it. This is another oddity. I had that Siamese twin zinnia, and now this one. So cool. What's great about having a garden that starts from seed and cuttings is you can share with others. Look at that lizard. Isn't him silly? So many things start easily from cuttings. Oh, I will show you this. This licorice plant I overwintered in the potting shed, and I took some cuttings from it and made two other ones. While I was potting up the licorice plant, I picked off two pieces, and look, I just shoved them in the ground, and look, they don't look great, but they are alive. So there's one and there's one. That's how easy it is to root licorice plant. The other things that root extremely easily from cuttings are coleus. You can just pinch those off, put them in the ground or in a pot, and just put them in kind of like a little, not shady, but open sun area. My cleome is finally blooming. Those are easy to grow from seed. Look at this gomphrena. Wow. I tucked a bit of that trailing lobelia into that pot, and look how well it's doing. The colors are so pretty. Something else that you only have to buy one of or have a friend that has and get a little bit of it is this creeping Jenny. It's so fun. I like to tuck it into pots. I'm going to show you where it's overgrowing a pot. Oh, well, here's one. You just take little pieces of it and you stick it in, and look how darling it is. And it'll overflow. Eventually, this will grow down to the ground and root into the ground. One thing that's great about a garden is when you have several of those sorts of things that you can just keep making them spread by taking pieces of them and putting them around, you will have a big garden for not that much investment over a few years. Look at this frog fruit is coming back. You can get like a piece of that, put in your garden, it'll spread. It's a great ground cover. Oh Lord, y'all, I just found the devil in the middle of my garden. Look at this. This is Biden's Alba, Alba How, and it's also known as Spanish needle. I don't know how it escaped my notice all this time to grow this tall. Whenever you see this, yank it out. You do not want it to set seed. It is so prolific. Last week I trimmed off a couple of these kind of spent heads, like it would look like that, of this raspberry ripple. So see, I'm gonna pop that off there. I took it and I put it in the potting shed, and I'll show you what happened. This is that fresh kind of-ish one right here. And then these are the ones that I pulled off last week, and look, do you see that? That's seeds. I can plant those now and have more raspberry ripple right now. Also, that Siamese twin zinnia flower, here it is. Look at this. You pull the petals, look at all those seeds. Look at those. That is a lot of seed. They'll sell you like 20 seeds for $4. And look, I have probably 50 or 60 right there. I hope I can save some seeds from this darling sunflower. I think this is like one of the Selma Suns. I planted Selma Suns and then I planted Velvet Queen. Saving seeds is such an amazing way to grow your garden for very little. This also could be a Selma Sun. Now these things got really tall and I put them in a pot, and you know what? I don't think you should put 3 in a pot. I'm just gonna show you right here. This is the back side. This is the pot, and it's about 16 feet in diameter. They said to plant sunflowers 12 inches with 12 inches between them. But look, those things are crazy tall. Oh yay, finally. This is my Zabrina Hollyhock Mallow, and it's finally blooming. Aren't the flowers darling? I started these from seed, and they have just been decimated by armyworms. Armyworms have just attacked them more than anything else in the garden, and I started even wondering if it was worth it to have tried to grow them. But thank God they're blooming now. This is the Farmer's Dream climbing rose. There's some of it. Here's some of it. It's growing really amazingly. So I'm thinking, what if I take some cuttings and try to root that and then plant that over the arbor? Mrs. B.R. Kent is spreading out, and she's got a few buds on her. This is the one that I spied the naughty squirrel eating. Here's another bud way over here. Let's see if I can get it. This one could be a really great one to grow on the arbor, and then I wouldn't have to buy some roses. This is the view from the guest bedroom window, kind of. Everything is tall this year. Like I can't see over to the other border. In fact, during this week, I'm gonna have to cut back a lot of the salvias. They've just gotten overgrown, and they'll just start to break rather than they'll get spindly. So I'm gonna cut them back. You know what else I'm gonna see if I can make a cutting of and grow? This Penta right here. It is so pretty, and I haven't been able to find one of this color for sale anywhere. This one grew back because I overwintered it in the potting shed. I won't do it at the moment, but I'll tell you how I will do it. I'm going to cut something like this that doesn't have a bloom on it yet. I'm going to cut it down to like right below those leaf nodes there. I'm going to take these leaves off, take all of these off, cut this one in, wait, take the tip out, cut these in half, and then put it in a pot and see if it will grow on. Here, the Thai basil is ready to harvest the seeds, and I could go ahead and grow more of that now from seed, because I've got at least 4 months. Look at that blue, isn't it beautiful? But I've got at least 4 more months to grow some things from seed. This coleus too, I need to take some things from it because I really love the color of it, and I don't know what it is. I think I've grown this one from seed, and don't you love the edging on it? The burgundy with the bright green edge. What's fun about growing coleus from seed is you don't know what you're gonna get. It could be anything, and so it could be kind of muted and boring, and you're just like, no, I don't want those, or something gorgeous like that. I was hoping we would get some butterflies in here. I grew this bunny tails grass from seed. It looks horrible, horrible. It has not gotten to make its cute little bunny tails. I don't know if it's going to manage to do that, because I think army worms have just really destroyed them. I mean, just ugh. But I did grow this globe basil from seed, and I'm going to save a bunch of seed from that. Isn't it cute? Now, it didn't live out to reach its full potential here because it has not gotten super big, but in the front yard it has. I don't know what happened to this coneflower, but look at this. Something came along and just like chopped it right there, but it's still blooming. I mean, it's still alive with this little, just hanging on by a thread. Look at that. That's that funny. Just that, I was just like, why? Something else that I've grown from cuttings is passion flower vine. You can do that. I will have to see if I can start some. See, because usually I start cuttings in the fall because I don't want them to get super stressed by the heat. But I am going to try it this year because, well, desperation. I need more things. I'm always needing more plants. Yep, I've got to start trimming stuff back or it's just going to get gooey and overgrown. This is probably it at its peak right now. The Purple Majesty millet is setting seed, but this is one of those that's an F1 hybrid that the seeds will not come true. So you can't save seed from it and expect to have it grow really cool like that again. Those are the kind that you have to buy every year, which means I may not grow this next year. I spent really too much money on seeds for that. I wanted these, but they're expensive. They are extremely expensive. Like, I think it was like $6 for 10 seeds. During the winter, when the hydrangeas lose their leaves and they're just spindly and gross, I really dislike them. But now they're blooming, and I've got to remind myself that they will be pretty again. All of these hydrangeas are ones that I started from cuttings also, from just a few that I had in the front yard. I haven't even mentioned my kale. This is dinosaur kale. I usually have them in pots so they're standing up taller, but I planted them in the ground. I don't know if they're gonna make it so that they will have much of an effect out here, but I love their color and their texture. I just wish that they were 3 or 4 feet taller right now. But finally I've gotten, I wouldn't say enough pink, but a lot of pink to make it worth it. I'm going to show you the back side of this Amistad salvia so you can see why it really needs to be cut back. Do you see how, I'm going to go in here and see how it's starting to splay. It's just it's gonna fall over and break. And I might as well cut it back where I want it to be cut back to, rather than letting it just flop and fall over. Ooh, pretty. This lace cap hydrangea's got pink, kind of pale blue / violet really pretty, different shades kind of all over. And it looks so good with the Amistad salvia just blended in. We brought back 2 trees from my husband's father's farm. One of them's gonna make it and one of them is not. I think these are white oaks, water oaks. We're gonna plant them out on some land, but I think you can tell who's gonna make it, who's not. The dahlias, I still have not potted all of them up. I was considering even putting some in the ground because I don't have enough containers, big containers, because they need big containers. I mean, look, they're just, and these are the seeds that I started from the ones that my sister sent me, and she said that they are seeds from Floret. So I hope that they're going to be gorgeous. We won't know until they flower. These are those rose campion. Now, I let them get a little sad in the little seed trays. So you can see that one's looking okay. And then I'm making all of these. These are the pink salvia from seed. My mother-in-law wanted some. I hope this will be enough. Yeah, I think 30 of those pink salvia will be great. This is the arrowwood viburnum. I ended up having to cut it way back because the rain beat it down and it was just flopped over onto the ground. And now it's flowering. It's not as full and as pretty as it would have been if it had been allowed to be as tall. Here's another thing that I'm really thrilled about trying to save seed from. This right here. I think I'm gonna be able to do it. This is a pipe vine, and I started it from seed. Joe from Joe's Texas Garden sent it to me. It hasn't looked great this year, but I really want more of it. I've seen she's got a magnificent stand of it, and it's beautiful, and she gets pipe vine swallowtails to come and lay eggs on it, and I am desperate for some. So I'm gonna save the seed and grow more. I think they like a more shady, cool area. And so I'm gonna try to grow it in a better area than this. Variegated pipe vine seeds. I hope that I haven't harvested this too early. I'm gonna put them somewhere safe and let them dry. This Love's Lies Bleeding is something I started from seed. I gotta show you how long this strand is. Look at that. Look at that. I didn't know whether this was worth it or not because it flopped over, and I hate staking things, but this is the part that I really like the most. The color of the leaves, and then with the little buds. That is so pretty. That is really weird. So weird, bizarre. I really like it with the Amistad too. Just neat. It's funny, I always pronounce judgments on things too early. But I think, you know what, I think I would grow this again. It's just so weird and different. And I have it all in here. It's kind of flopped over. This is where the basil, the glove basil, grew bigger. And it would have looked more like a little box hedge, except for the way the Love's Lies Bleeding decided to lie bleeding all over the place. And you can see this lemongrass is going to get massive. It's actually going to probably fill in this whole space and crowd out everybody else. This box right here, it looks kind of like maybe a dovecot or something. It's got a copper roof on it. My husband was able to get that when they re-roofed City Hall. They were going to throw those away. They had 3 of them up there, and he decided to get it and put it in here and add a little porch type area to the front so that we could feed birds from it. That's just what it is. It's got a screen inside of it so that things can't get inside. Thank God, because if they did, there would be a bajillion wasps living in it. But that's what that is. There's a little hole in the cement, and look at this. I got a silly passion flower vine coming up through it. Every time my husband notices, he yanks it out, but I let it live. And then I still have right here some nasturtium, it's not looking great because it's gonna get too hot. And this is the one that I've been enjoying with this creeping Jenny. I really like the way it looks with that blue pot. Oh, the Twin Fountains garden is getting so full. In fact, you can hardly see the other fountain over there. And this is more coleus than I'm going to want to save cuttings from. I love the edging of it. I love the kind of, just the bare edges with that green and the burgundy. So pretty. But this little view right here is something that I'm getting a real big kick out of. I think this could be Wicked Witch coleus. This is a cutting that my friend Anne-Marie gave me, and I just plunked this in the ground. Actually, she gave me another one, and it's growing somewhere else. So that was a piece of a cutting of a cutting. That's how easy it is to grow salvia. Over here, this is the butterfly flyway. And finally, the anise hyssop is blooming. This is such a favorite of the bees. I can't believe there aren't honeybees all over it right now. This is another little spot that's just been making me so happy. And I can't wait for the coneflower to bloom, because once it does, it's like right there in the center. There will be so much more color right here. But all these colors together, oh, and then the canna lily bloomed red, and it's okay. I'm all right with it, because red can live in the front yard. I planted that ajuga over there that had been in the pot. I'm going to zoom in and show you what armadillos have done. You see all that disturbed soil right there? Pretty sure that's an armadillo depredation. This little spot is so fun too when it gets bigger and blooms out more, because I've got caladium right there, that really pretty color. And I'm so surprised right here, that's Mexican heather and pentas. These are things, oh, and this is a huge spot of gomphrena that's coming up from seed. And so many zinnias and, well, let me come out a little bit. Salvia, and then, oh, these, I've been pinching back, and look how gorgeous they are. This is coral nymph salvia. Actually, this is the best one I think I've ever had. Every time I come out here and it starts to flop, I'll just cut off everything, even if it's got blooms on it. This one's not looking so great. And it's done that. It's done that. Wow. This is another coleus that I got from my friend Anne-Marie. And it didn't like the sun. Now, some coleus can stand the sun. This one didn't want to be in the full sun. So I put it over here where it gets more shade. Isn't it just a beauty? Because it's got on the top of the leaves kind of lime, and on the underside this pink. I could really maybe even belong to a coleus fan club. What I love about coleus is it's got color all the time. The honeybees are loving the teeny tiny flowers on the beautyberry bush. I don't know if you can tell how teeny tiny these flowers are. Let me put my finger over here so you can see. See? Teeny. And this is going to just be covered in those gorgeous glossy purple berries. I know I've told y'all before that I did not grow this beautyberry bush. It just came here, like God gifted it to me through bird poo or something. And it's the most beautifully shaped beautyberry bush that I've ever seen, because it's got room to grow, just enough sun, just enough water. It's so lovely, the shape of it. Oh, you see this? This is Spanish needles. You do not let this live. Pull it out. Oh, look at this, look. This is elderberry flower right here. I hope it's in bloom, I mean focus. Ugh. The tree must be, I don't know, maybe 10 feet tall. I've seen them making elderberry bloom drinks and things. I'm not going to do that because I want all the elderberries. I threw out some cosmos seeds in the Twin Fountain garden, and I've got a few teeny tiny little cosmos coming up right here. I don't know how well they're gonna do, because I mean, if they're growing from seed in this, it's pretty amazing. They're not getting any food. They're not getting anything, any support from me at all. I'll deadhead them and hopefully they'll be encouraged to grow and flower more. Coleus starts so easily from seeds too. Look at this, I've got a bajillion of them. This is that burgundy basil that I started from seed. I've never noticed, but look, it's got a darling little green edging to it. Cardinal basil that I started from seed. I planted it all together right here. It's not looking super great. And you know what? It didn't look great last year either. This one's kind of looking pretty. Cardinal basil. And it smells amazing. I like the burgundy stems of it. And I don't know if the leaves are supposed to be crinkly like that, or if somehow it's diseased. Y'all, I came home from church and my painted lady has emerged, and this is probably gonna go really fast. I bet she won't let me touch her because she has been out for a while. Okay, she's on, oh, the edge of the container. Oh, I think, I bet she won't let me touch her. Oh, let's see. Oh, no. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm going to flip the container so that she can fly upwards. Oh, there she goes. Oh, dang. You might see a blur of her. Let's see, where did she go? Well, that was the end of that. She has made her debut. I'm gonna have to cut down my James Galway rose. It looks dead. It's so yellow and spindly and sad. You can see how yellow and dead looking it is down at the bottom even. I'm gonna cut off all the dead looking gross stuff and see if maybe it'll inspire some new growth from the stuff that doesn't look as horrible. Something that's cool about gardening is even when there's a mishap or a setback, it's not the end of the world. In fact, it's just an opportunity for change. Look how much they're enjoying these lace cap hydrangea. Well, they were. There was a bird. Oh, there it is. There's a bird in the bird bath. Oh, and I see little bees too. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? Oh, can you see? Oh, did it leave? It's actually raining, but the little birdie is still using the bird bath too. I just had to cut down the James Galway rose and the arbor looks naked without it. But you know, whenever something happens, that just gives you an opportunity to try something new. So I'm looking forward to finding some climbing roses to go on the arbor to replace the James Galway. The anishyssop is finally blooming. Usually it blooms a lot earlier than this.